Hey, good evening, everybody. I've been getting asked the question, how much is too much to listen to subliminals? Or I've been listening to subliminals and, I've been running into a lot of stress or, getting headaches or my head hurts. Sometimes I get that comment too, my head hurts. Um, I talk about it in one of my other lessons that was much longer, so I wanted to kind of narrow down and focus on this question. And you have to understand that, you got physical results and then you got self improvement results, right? Self improvement results you can listen to, generally speaking, for a much longer period of time or duration before you start to get tired or you get headaches or you feel just burned out. Now, obviously, you got physical results which are, evolving and changing, and there's a lot of growth or sometimes, dissolving of fat or dissolving of other areas of your molecular structure, which is going to obviously burn you out quicker. Now, you got to understand several things here, though. I don't know if you guys have ever, played maybe chess or reading a book is a really good one. Reading a book such as at a very high comprehension rate. And when you read a book at a very high comprehension rate, you generally, usually after about an hour or two, unless if you're used to it, you start to get burnt out a little bit, right? You start to feel a little tired, you start to get a little sleepy, especially if you're reading at night. And this is because people don't realize I don't think a lot of people realize how much wear and tear is involved in your mind. You're burning a lot of calories just when you take a test. Just by, thinking and letting the wheels in your head spin, you're burning a lot of calories. And, when you're driving, actually, even with the air conditioning on, is when you get really, really dehydrated. You need to drink a lot of water, or you're supposed to, when you're driving. So people often, there's this misconception that you need to work out, or you need to do weights, or you need to be on a treadmill running, right? Or competing in a full soccer game, or, doing a triathlon, or something, physical activity to have to drink water, or to feel tired. That's not how it goes, right? And, being an author and writing several, multi-100,000 word books, I can tell you that writing my books, the amount of thinking and thought and perspective, changing perspectives and thought that goes into it is just as, tiring as it is, to go do, physical labor. So you understand my point by now, right? So, subliminals, you have to be careful. If you're listening to multiple subliminals at once, your mind's going to it's going to take a toll. I myself use two voices in every single subliminal. There's two voices relaying the affirmations. There's one male and one female voice. And a lot of people want to pay me to teach you how to make subliminals. If you watch every one of my free lessons, you'll maybe pick up on about 25% of it. Now, if you really stop and think, you can maybe get to about 40-50%. Right? Listen to these videos. Watch them all the way through and really meditate and stop and think. I understand a lot of you maybe are tired, you're burnt out, you just got back from your work or whatever it may be. But really, this is really important for you. And there's two voices reading the affirmations. So, and a lot of the affirmations are pretty complex, and they're drawing on a lot of energy. And you're going through a lot of changes. So, the rule of thumb that I give is 3 hours. Right? The rule of thumb that I give is 3 hours. And I don't ever recommend going beyond that. Now, 3 hours is if you're sleeping for 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours. If you're eating a healthy diet and you're drinking plenty of water. Now, if you're not sleeping good or you're not eating healthy and drinking lots of water and, you're going through a phase in your life, whatever it may be, a little rut, you got to be careful, because subliminals can do more harm than they're going to do with actually helping you in that case. So you got to really be careful, right? If you're maybe going through drug rehabilitation or drug rehab, and you're only sleeping maybe 5-6 hours a night, and you know your diet's kind of whack, and your schedule's kind of all over the place right now, then you got to be careful. You're going to be listening to maybe 10-15 minutes of subliminals a day to kind of support and help you get out of that rut. Now, like I said, if you're sleeping good and all of that, everything's fine, right? You're a healthy individual. I would recommend no more than 3 hours. Now, 3 hours is when you're going to start to feel really burnt out and exhausted. Now, if you are new to subliminals, you're going no more than an hour. And if you start to feel burnt out at half an hour, don't let your ego or pride get in the way. Just shut it down. And just like anything else in life, the first couple days or the first week, if you're new to subliminals, listen for half an hour. And then shut it down. And then the next week, go on for an hour. Maybe an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half, and build your way up, right? I've been listening to subliminals for 3 years. And when I say 3 years, I mean I was actually bundling or listening to multiple subliminals at once. So, me, myself, I still only listen to 4 or 5 because I can only change the speed of the subliminals. There's only so many speeds to choose from. This is exactly how burnout works. This is exactly how long you should listen to your subliminals, depending on if you're new, your experience, and now you understand why a little bit, right? And I don't think there's anything more to explain. I think this answers the question in depth to where you can actually understand, right? Because any fool can know, but a wise man actually understands.